Let's teach you how to learn like a genius. We're going to summon your inner mental god. Studying is painful, but tragically, it's the only way to learn without being forced. You can learn without studying the first time you put your hand in a fire. You learn about studying the first time someone smaller than you punches you in the nose so hard that both your eyes turn black. You learn without studying when your car gets repossessed and the local sheriff forces you out of your home. So studying is the only way to learn without being imposed upon by the consequences of your ignorance. When you're ignorant, you don't know what's going to happen to you and you're helpless to stop the wheels of fate from slapping you in the face. Studying is painful, but tragically, it's the only way to learn how to upgrade your life. So I'm going to teach you how to study with minimal pain. In fact, occasionally, studying might even bring you pleasure. Your eyes are better at remembering than your ears. So reading is going to be more effective at learning than listening to audiobooks. Use both. Use audiobooks and you can't read. You can't read when you're sleeping. So play the audiobooks at 90% speed on low volume while you sleep every night. You will be shocked at how quickly you learn. But since your eyes are better than your ears at learning, when you can read, read as much as you can. The ancients could read 8 times more than modern people. The new generation who are attached to smartphones from birth can only read 5 words per second. The ancients could read 50 words per second. They can read entire paragraphs at a glance without having to read every word. What was the difference? On the smartphone you can only see a few paragraphs at a time. In a book, you can see a couple hundred words at a time. In newspapers you could see a couple thousand words at a time. In scrolls tacked onto the walls, you could see hundreds of thousands of words at a time. While you're focused on reading one segment, your peripheral vision and subconscious were already processing the next 10,000 words and remembering the last 10,000 words. Recreate this effect. Download PDF versions of every book you have to read and print them all out. Spend $5 on thumbtacks and wallpaper every wall in your house with your books. Harvard Psychology calls this subliminal learning by immersion. Every time you walk to the bathroom or the fridge, you'll be reminding yourself of what you read or previewing what you will read. When learning a foreign language, you notice the strange irony that you can understand what everyone's saying far before you can speak the language. It's frustrating and you know what's being said, but you can't say what's on your mind. This is because the cognitive part of your brain is different from the motor part of your brain required to move the muscles in your mouth. In the same way, the part of your brain that learns is separate from the part of your brain that teaches. When you teach, you're using far more of your brain to be able to sort the information. When you use more of your brain, more of your synapses are connected to the new facts that you recently learned. You've created a much larger net to support the information he just acquired. Teach. When you teach what you've learned, you'll finally learn it. There's much more. But I'll leave you with these 3 tips for now. The next episode will go into more depth and give you more advanced techniques. Subscribe and follow to get the next episodes. You also need to form a team to study with so that you can help reinforce each other's learning and power habits. You can meet people who are perfectly harmonically resonant to your temperament at futureview.app. Join futureview.app to team up with others with the same goals.